klutz like me. Is that not one of the most painful things that you could ever experience? Now, I have not experienced childbirth except, on the other side of the bed. But I've only broken one other bone in my body before, and it was this little finger. Okay? But about 3 weeks ago, I was getting dressed to take my wife out on a date. And I was happy about it. I wasn't mad. It was a good thing. And I'm walking through the bathroom. I didn't have any shoes on. And you stub your toe, kick the door frame, all right? But for whatever reason, boy, I just leveled it. I went right at it. And boy, it hurts like crazy. And you never understood until you break your toe the value of 10 functioning toes. Right? Because everything you do, every step you take, those toes got to move. And it's just a little teeny tiny toe. It was on this foot right here. It's not the littlest one, but the one right next to it. It's only about that big. But every move you make, every step you take, it hurts like mad. And you know what the worst part is? There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing to do except you can tape it to the other toe, and if you have to, you put some ice on it for the swelling, and otherwise tough it out until it heals, and that's about it. But in the meantime, what happens? You start to hobble. You start to walk a little bit like this, right? And what does that do? Makes your knee hurt, makes your hips hurt, makes your back hurt. Eventually your head hurts because you're getting all grumpy and upset about it. So it's just one little teeny tiny toe. And it affects everything from your toe all the way up to your head. So now you're probably wondering, what in the world does this have to do with what we're talking about today? Well, just like lemons that I write about in my book, obstacles are like broken toes. Right? They can be really small, but when you put it in the context of the whole thing, they can cause big trouble, even if it's really, really small. And the idea is to avoid those broken toes so it doesn't happen. Because when we're looking for the kind of buy-in and cooperation and commitment that you need from your team, you can't afford any broken toes. Everything's got to hook together and everything's got to function smoothly. I have a friend who's also a speaker, and he has this phrase where he says, everything, everything, everything. Which means that everywhere along the way, everywhere along the path, when he's trying to solve an issue or deal with something, everything matters. Every little piece along the way has got to be in concert in order for it all to work. So we want to avoid the broken toes. And we want to avoid those obstacles so they don't get in the way and we achieve the big time buy-in that we're after. So how are we going to do that? We're going to use the example of Avatar. Makes perfect sense, right? How many people saw Avatar? That's why they made all that money. So tell me, can anybody here tell me how much money the movie Avatar has made at the box office to date? Anybody know? Anybody want to guess? Anybody? What was that?
$1.5 billion.
Higher. Higher. Not $1.5 billion, higher. Anybody? Did I hear 5 up here? That's a little high. $2.7 billion they made at the box office. And that is just people going to a movie theater and plunking down their cash to see it in the theater. That does not include the DVD release that happened earlier this year on Earth Day. That does not include the re-release that I arranged for all you guys that started last night. How cool is that? Do I have leverage or what? It does not include the special edition DVD that's going to come out at Christmas time, so you guys can all go out and buy the DVD again. Brilliant marketing. If they can go out and make some more money. It does not include any of the aftermarket sales like cable TV, pay TV, any of that. It does not include any merchandising. $2.7 billion, the highest grossing movie ever made. Now, can anybody tell me how many people are listed in the credits of Avatar? Anybody have any idea? Take a wild guess. 600? Higher. 6,000? That's ambitious, but okay, I appreciate the effort. A little lower. Approximately 1,700 people are listed in the credits of Avatar. Anybody in here manage a team that big? These people are scattered all over the world, 25 different sets, Different countries, some work for different organizations like Industrial Light and Magic, for example, which is George Lucas's company in Northern California. Did a lot of the technical stuff on this movie. There's a myriad of departments listed in the credits, the typical ones, light, sound, props, etc., but there's also special effects. There is motion capture, there is layout, there's models, people who just make models of the creatures in the film. There is a department, and you can check this for yourself in the credits, of texture. Their only job in the movie Avatar is to manage the texture and the feel for all of the fantasy world of Pandora and the creatures in it, the 9 feet tall blue people with tails. It's all about the texture. That's their only job. They're managing 1,700 people from all over the world, spending a budget of $300 million. Sorry, I got a little ambitious there myself. $300 million, and putting it all together into this monumental success. There's incredible lessons to be learned from that, because I think the greatest achievement of Avatar is that. The fact that they were able to take all of those people from such disparate locations, spending such a gigantic budget, making a movie that had literally never been made before, and achieving that pinnacle of success. There's great lessons for us to learn from that. And I think they fall into 5 key areas. Number 1, you gotta have a vision. You have to have a vision that is clear and vivid and articulate, and most importantly, that other people can see. It's tremendous if you have a great vision, but if the people that you need to manage and the folks on your team don't see it, you're not going to get the buy-in that you're after. Number 2, all of this has to be done with enthusiasm. Number 3, you guys were writing, I'll give you a second. Go ahead. Number 3, you have to create an environment of success. Create a situation where they have all the tools and resources where you make it impossible for them to fail. Number 4, do this with, oh, here's your room. Don't want to lose that. Do this with plenty of praise and support. And to be able to answer the question, what's in it for me? And lastly, the most significant buy-in in this process, the one person whose buy-in hinges on everybody else's, is you. Now, Avatar actually did begin with a dream.